Okay, but wait, let me run it back. Hey y'all, like, welcome back to another video. And yeah, in this video it's giving artist date and it's also giving journal entry chats. I'm about to read a journal entry and kind of just flow with y'all. We're just gonna flow. Okay, so as I was just explaining, I didn't really get to record my artist date because it wasn't much of an artist date. Honestly, I just decided to take a walk out here to get outside of the house and yeah, take in the sun, take in some fresh air because it's been a bit, but it's not much of anything that I've been doing. Well, like I said, it was kind of chaotic and I realized that I needed to just go inward, so I decided to just take a moment to breathe and kind of just meditate. And I had this thing going on, this I'm gonna place it here, y'all know how I do, and to kind of just reprogram your subconscious mind. But it stopped in the middle of my meditation, but I kind of just took it as a sign that I needed to just breathe. Like anything that's just like going on around me, just take a moment to just breathe. And I just sat there, eyes closed, and I just felt like I fell into the world. Not really, but you know, I just felt like I was just attuned to everything. I was just hearing everything, and I felt like I was just taking in every single ray, and it felt really good, and it felt like the reset that I needed. And then I just decided that I need to wake up because I don't know, I felt like mad people was just coming near me, and I'm just like, why are y'all just like coming over here? Like, it's a big park. And then I just remember waking up and then I just see this like old couple and they were literally just staring at me, and then I literally just jumped up and I was looking at them and I was just like, okay, is there something that's like happening here that I'm not aware of? And I'm just like looking at my surroundings and I'm like, okay, yes, it's mad people around here. Like, granted, I know I'm supposed to be learning how to just talk and not give a fuck, but when everybody and their mama is walking right here, it's so annoying. So I just decided to get up and walk elsewhere, but we're gonna get into this. Okay, so yeah, I finally finished this whole journal, and I feel like within the month of February, I'm telling you, I'm attracting a lot of people right now. I don't understand. I'm laughing. The dog's adorable. I'm laughing mainly because out of all spaces to walk, yeah, he walks right here with that big ass dog. I'm telling you, it's almost like they don't want me saying it. They said, nah, fuck that video, just be here. Maybe I'm really just not in the right energy or in the right vibe to be making a video right now. I do not feel grounded. And yeah, lately I have just been everywhere, a hot mess. It feels like my world is colliding, flipping, turning upside down, and literally just going like, that's what it feels like. It feels like I'm finally facing myself in the darker aspects, not even the darker aspects, but just the truth of the things that I need to face and do and act on. And this is another reason why I wanted to make this video, because I really do want to take YouTube seriously and I really do want to stay consistent with this, but I just know how I am, and I know how, like, I'm a very deep feeler, and sometimes when things just like get a lot for me, I go into like this hermit mode, and that's not good. But like, I feel like I just stop everything because I feel like I need to be in a perfect space or in a good headspace to make videos like this, because I guess my mentality is, if my energy is not right, people aren't gonna fit it. And that is such a like toxic way of thinking, not only for myself, but an expectation for myself, but a toxic expectation for others too, where it's like, back to the last video I was saying, having this perfectionist mindset is not going to get me anywhere, because I'm always going to be expecting myself to be perfect for me to create anything or to do anything. And that would mean that I won't be doing anything at all, or that I would always stop, or I would always take breaks. Like, I would never be consistent because I expect myself to be in this perfect state of being perfect mindset, perfect energy, when it's like life is literally all changing, it's all consuming. Like, every day is different. There's cycles. Y'all know I be going through my cycles, but I need to just learn to like just keep moving, to keep doing, to keep creating, to keep going, to keep trying, even when I'm not feeling at my best. Y'all can see that I'm like jittery with the way that I'm moving. And it's ironic because what I'm talking about kind of goes into what I was going to talk about. Like, the journal entry that I was going to be choosing was when I was going through an experience that made me really have to face, why do I keep attracting certain situations? And I'm not even going to say people, but why do I keep attracting the same situations or the same circumstances in different people? Like, the same feeling in different people. I really had to sit and I had to just ask, like, what is going on? Like, why do I keep experiencing these same things? Why do I keep attracting these same circumstances? Matter of fact, I'm about to change the thingy because it's dark now. This was, like, mind you, this journal entry is from last month, but I just had to really sit and just face a lot of my insecurities and why I keep attracting the same situations, and really just write it out and get to the root of why I be feeling the way I'm feeling. And, you know, I just had to see what was up. So let's get into that. So we'll say that this was February 9th. So a month from when I recorded this, a month from me recording this video right now, because today's the 11th. But me personally, sometimes a deep wound that I have been digging deep at and trying to get to the root of is I always felt like there was something wrong with me. Okay, like, I'm gonna just be honest with you. Sometimes I do be feeling like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, if I keep experiencing these things, why can't I, like, do certain things like a normal fucking human being? Why can't I connect like a normal fucking human being? Like, why can't I work like a normal fucking human being? Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why do I keep attracting these same experiences when it comes to relationships, people, work, money, just literally, like, my whole life? I'm telling y'all, like, it feels like I'm going through one big death, one big collapse, and I just have to get to the root of a lot of these things. And I had to literally just write, like, you know, I want to face and rewrite everything. So what's going on? Like, why do I feel like there's something wrong with me, even though I know that there's nothing wrong with me? Like, I'm a beautiful person inside and out. I know who I am in my core. I know my intentions. I know, you know, what I try to do. But what the fuck is wrong with me? And I know I tend to say this a lot, but with me making these videos, it's not only to have a video log of my journey and to kind of just, you know, put it out there on YouTube, because a lot of the times when I look back at my videos, there's always a message that I need to hear again for myself. So this is, like, for me to look back on, like, in the future when I'm in a different headspace and when I'm feeling better and things are just different, or just I'm just in a completely different space and I'm looking back like, yeah, I remember when I was in that space, like, damn, I've grown from that moment. But also for people who are in mindsets that I am in, because on a real ass level, y'all, I feel like social media, YouTube, just this whole internet shit is just showing everything as fucking perfect all the time. And no, I know that's not real. I know that's, like, not true. Obviously there's, you know, a darker reality that's also out there where it's showing, you know, politics and things that's going on in the world. But at the same time, it's also showing, like, a lot of, how do I say this? Because it's like, okay, I'm a Gemini, yeah, so I see two sides of every fucking thing. So it's like I see the light and I see the dark in everything. That's just who I am. Like, and that's what I wrote about too. But it's like a lot of people are showing just, like, the good parts of their journey. Like, oh, I'm happy. Oh, I finally got to this point of being. Oh, all I had to do was fucking meditate. All I had to do was just this. And, you know, they give this advice. And, okay, it can be valid advice. But I feel like I'll say me personally, I don't see enough of the moments where you really have to sit with yourself and face the truth, like the painful truths and the acceptances, and realizing, like, it takes a lot to even get to that point. It takes a lot of acceptance. It takes a lot of facing reality. It takes a lot of facing yourself to even get to a point of acceptance that would give you that peace. But nothing is truly ever fully peaceful. Like, it's a flow. But what I'm trying to say is, like, I feel like the internet is showing this side of perfection, like everybody's perfect, and it's so easy to, like, see that and compare your life to their life and be like, damn, like, these people they have everything that I want within my life. What is wrong with me? Like, why can't I have that? Or, you know, it's just so easy to compare. And it's crazy because it also goes back to the book that I've been reading, which is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I just finished chapter 1. Like, I got this book this week, and in that it's also talking about the feedback loop, where it's like, you think there's something wrong with your life because you're comparing it to everybody on the internet who is like, oh yeah, I'm perfect, like, I just got this new car, I finally moved out the country, oh, I'm traveling here and here every weekend, oh, I'm getting money from doing this, oh, I'm getting money from doing that, oh, I just got married, everybody getting married, everybody having kids, and they're just portraying, like, this perfect life. And granted, those people may be happy, and that's fucking wonderful, happy for you. but nobody shows the darker sides. Nobody shows the truth. So it's like, it's so easy to go online and to compare your life to everybody else and to think, well, damn, why is my life not looking like that? Is there something wrong with me? Like, what am I doing wrong? What do I need to do to get to that point? When it's like, no, everybody's life is different. Everybody is also experiencing moments. Like, what I'm trying to get at is there's a lot of behind the scenes shit that is not shown when it comes to like spiritual journeys, or when it comes to being at this certain point, or just the things that you want, like all of that shit. Like, but essentially I'm just saying that I am trying to show myself fully, authentically, because I'm not perfect. I'm not where I want to be. Yes, I may be on this journey, but there are days when I feel like giving up. There are days when I don't want to be here anymore, and that's real. There are days when I'm just like, I'm trying so hard to do what I know is best for me, but sometimes I just can't do it. Sometimes I fall back into old habits. Sometimes I choose things that I know aren't good for me, but I do it just because, like, I'm human. I'm not perfect, and I really am trying to show that and be real and authentic. So when I do finally get to the points that I want to be at least I can look back and be like, you know, all of the struggle that I went through wasn't for nothing. And hopefully in the future there are people who may find my channel and see the journey that I went through, and see like where I started, how I used to just be so like, I don't want to fucking talk because I felt uncomfortable, to now being able to just talk in front of people, because you never fucking know. How I was so scared to like put my art out here, or to just like do certain things, and now I'm just like fucking doing everything that I wanted to do. Or how, like, you know, I was depressed for so long, struggling for so long, fucking, you know, figuring out what the fuck I wanted to do in my life, to finally figuring it out and being where I want to be. So I guess I just want to document my struggle, because that's real life shit. Like, not everybody has this perfect mentality. Not everybody is in a desired situation. Not everybody is where they want to be in life. So I want to be the person to show that, because at some point I am going to get to where I want to be. Like, I believe in myself. I believe in that shit. But I know that everything isn't always going to be perfect. But I guess I just want to be real and authentic. That's really what I'm getting at. Like, there's days when I feel like there's something wrong with me. There's days when I question my worth. There's days when I fall back into shit I have no business doing. There's days when I know that I need to be honoring my spirit, giving myself extra love. There's days where I need to be doing better in a lot of ways, but I just don't, because I'm fucking human and this shit is hard. And that's just it. Like, it's not going to be perfect, and I've been seeking perfection from myself for so long, and I think I'm finally getting to the point of acceptance and realizing like that's just not realistic, and that's actually really detrimental to my own self. Like, seeking perfection is I'm sorry, I'm getting cold, y'all. Now the wind's starting to pick up. I'm about to put my hoodie back on. But just seeking that perfection from myself, because then I seek perfection from the world, and then I seek perfection from others, and it's just a constant loop of inevitably suffering. Realistically, like, me not accepting things for what they are and just doing the things I need to do despite all the challenges and, you know, the suffering is causing my suffering. And then also me comparing my life to those on the internet that seem to have it all figured out, that are like, oh, you need to do this to be this way, oh, you need to do that to be happy, oh, you need to do this to be happy, oh, this is gonna cure all of it, oh, you're gonna be okay, you just have to do this. And then when I don't do it, I feel like shit. When it's like, they have to go through a lot, they may not show it. Maybe it's easier for them because they have, you know, certain implications, and maybe it may be harder for people like me or other people because there are other things holding it back. But let me put my hoodie on because I'm getting fucking cold. And I think I told y'all in my last video that my number is 17, and I just realized that I'm at recording 17. Yeah, birds thought that shit was funny too. He just flew by. I'm crying, yeah. It was so nice today. I mean, it's still nice, but it was like warmer. And now I gotta put my hoodie back on. I feel like when I be going on tangents, I notice in a lot of my videos when I go on tangents, sometimes I go like off the rail, and sometimes I just don't get back to point A. And I'm sorry that I do that. My mind rambles, okay? I'm a fucking Gemini, okay? The wisdom be coming, if it's for you, it's gonna make sense. That's just it, because it be making sense to me. But yeah, like for example, like my reality, and I think for the longest I was ashamed of that, and I don't even know why I've held so much shame to my circumstances. That's just because I literally just held myself to such a high standard of perfection. But that's so fucked up. Like, that's so fucked up. But like, I grew up, you know, single parent household, you know, just me and my mamas, you know, very few family members that were here with me. Like, over the years, it just started to dwindle down. But even then, like, after a while, you know, they started to have their lives, and shit happens. Like, you know, you grow apart, but you're still there. Like, the love is there, and I'm never going to deny that. But essentially what I'm saying is, like, I feel like a lot of the things that I've had to experience, I feel like I've experienced a lot of things alone. So I feel like another thing with comparing is, like, I compare to people who have community and who have family that can help them and guide them through a lot of things, when I feel like I had to kind of help and guide myself through a lot of things. So it genuinely does feel like in this journey I've been alone. Even though I'm not alone, it feels like I've had to do a lot of this work alone, had to figure things out alone, and I still to some extent feel that, even though, yeah, I have friends and people that I could talk to about things. But at the end of the day, like, it's me and me. Like, I'm the only person who could dig me out of these holes, the only person who can really be there for me. I just feel like, you know, I compare myself to people who have community. I'm comparing myself to people who probably have a better mental headspace than I did, because, you know, I grew up in certain, you know, circumstances. But the point is, like, I'm comparing myself to people who are experiencing different things and might have, like, people that they can fall back on with different things. The whole point is, stop comparing, okay? So of course I'm going to think there's something wrong with me when it felt like, oh, I grew up my whole life kind of feeling alone, or why is this person experiencing this thing but I'm experiencing it this way, or why is it that when I try to, like, do this, it just doesn't work, and when I try to be here, it just doesn't work. Like, no matter what I do, it just felt like, what the fuck? Okay, because it's all gonna come back full circle. I'm trusting the process. But, you know, I just had to ask that, and the answer is, there is nothing wrong with you. Okay, I literally took like a little second pause, right? And why is the affirmation, it is okay not to be okay? I feel like I'm on a tangent. Like I said, like, my intention of making these videos is not only to, like, share the realer sides, the more authentic sides, but it's also for people who may be feeling the same ways that I'm feeling. So my journal prompts are, like I said, just writing out the insecurities that I have to face, like the deep-rooted programming and the deep-rooted beliefs that I have within myself, the limiting beliefs that I have within myself, and getting to the root of it. Why do I feel these ways? Why do I still question these things, even though I know it's not true, but still believe it to some extent, because it still shows up in my reality? Why does my reality keep looking this way? Why does my reality keep reflecting a certain or old belief that you've been working on? Like, what is it about me that's attracting these certain things? And that's where I was at before, where it's like, is there something wrong with me? Like, what do I need to fix about myself to make things change? And that right there is where I fucked up. I thought that there was something wrong with me that I needed to fix. So the answer is, there is nothing wrong with you. You were made perfectly. You were made perfectly by whatever you believe in. I believe in God, the creator, the most high creator, you know, my higher self, our higher selves. But you were made perfectly. There's nothing wrong with you. It's essentially your belief that there's something wrong with you that reflects outward. There is nothing wrong with you. You must continue to learn and accept every part of you, even the parts that you deem bad. It's you that thinks that there's something wrong with you, not them. You are judging you. They are merely just that reflection. This is literally all over the place. I really hope y'all bear with me, okay? I'm telling y'all, like, today was just a chaotic day, but I know that I have to get it out here. I know that I have to get it out there. And you know what? It's me. Fuck it. It's me. Okay? I'm not fucking perfect. Okay? I'm anxious sometimes. Okay? Sometimes I can be fucking chaotic. Sometimes I ramble. Sometimes the messages come out. Sometimes the things that need to be said come out. But sometimes it's all over the place. But you know what? There's a message in it. Okay? That's just me. If you have a problem with it, then maybe I'm just not your cup of tea. But if you feel me, you get me, and you get where I'm coming from, and you feel like this resonates with you, then I'm for you, baby. We here. We here. But let me get back to it. Essentially, baby, there is nothing wrong with you. You're the person that thinks that there's something wrong with you. That's why you are clicking on these videos. That's why you are constantly watching certain things, why you're picking up these self-help books, why you're constantly trying to fix something within you, because you think that there's something wrong with you. And the reason why I'm saying this is because this was a realization I had to have within myself. You are the one that thinks that there's something wrong with you, so it's reflected out. When you think that there's something wrong with you, you tend to have this mannerism. You close yourself off from the world because you're already rejecting yourself. So you fear that everybody else is going to reject you too. So you kind of just have this like energetic shield around you. And it's like, it's calling in experiences that are going to like make you feel that way because you already feel that way within. You're constantly like finding situations and focusing on situations that are proving, oh, see, there is something wrong with me. See, like, oh, this person looked at me and rolled their eyes, but they smiled at the person behind me. Oh, see, it gotta be something wrong with me because why they acting that way with me? No, baby, that's not the case. You think that there's something wrong with you, so your energy is projecting that outward, and they're probably just feeling that shit, and it's like, oh, okay. Or maybe they see something great in you and they probably fucking jealous, but it doesn't matter. Another thing that I came to realize is people's actions are not true. What you're seeing out here is not true. Everybody is in their own world experiencing their own things just as much as you are in your own world experiencing your own things. So it's literally two worlds combining into one. So your reality may be, oh, she looked at me weird. Why? And for her, she could have just had a thought about her ex doing some fucked up shit, and she looked at you weird in that split second because, you know, whatever the case may be, it could literally have been anything, and it could just not have been personal. Like, that's another thing. Like, sometimes it really just don't be personal, but people's actions are not true. Like, they're not true of who you are as a person. Just because things don't go a certain way, just because things don't go the way that you want, just because, you know, you apply for something and it just doesn't come the way that you wanted, does not mean that there's something wrong with you at your core. You think that there's something wrong with you, so you're going to be like, see, this is proof that there's something wrong with me, when it's like, no, baby, it's not who you are. It's just circumstances in life be like that sometimes. But it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. And you know who you are as a person. And I had to come to realize this myself, where it's like, subconsciously, I still be seeking for some type of validation. When it's like, baby, you don't even validate yourself. So of course you're always going to think that there's something wrong with you when you're not even sitting here and uplifting yourself in the ways that you know that you need to be uplifting yourself. Validate yourself. Like, you know who you are as a person. I'm learning who I am as a person, and I know that I have a good ass heart. Essentially, you know who you are more than anybody else. So you have to stop letting other people define you. You have to stop letting the actions of others, the actions that happen around you, the world, just like the little inconveniences that just happen on a daily basis, or just where you're at in life, don't let it define who you are. Just because you aren't where you want to be, just because you don't have the things that you wanted to have, just because, you know, life is looking a certain way that you never would have expected it to look, it does not mean that there is something wrong with you at your core. That's just that. Let me see, because I wrote a lot on this day, and this is something that I've been meaning to like record for a hot minute, but I just felt like I was never in the right space to do it, and now I'm being called to. I guess it just flowed that way. So it goes back to the same question that I asked before, so I'm just gonna read it this time because I feel like me just going on a tangent is kind of making this kind of all over the place. But I wrote this as a ask and answer. So the answer is, for me, like, God responded to me, but God is like, is as I stated before, you think that there is something wrong with you, so you project it outward unconsciously. You are trying to find a reason within you as to why, merely so that you can fix it, so that people may love and choose you. There is nothing to be fixed. It is merely your belief that there must be something wrong with you that manifests this reality each time, further deepening the belief. See, there is something wrong with me because this person did this, when people's actions are not truth. They are reflections of your inner world and their inner world combined into one. Do you like you? Do you even fuck with you? That shit made me laugh out loud. See, okay, matter of fact, yeah. Let me just read this shit because it says it so perfectly. But do you even like you? Do you even fuck with you? Learn to love and like yourself. Learn to like and love your energy, and to finally understand. that there is, in fact, nothing wrong with you. You are quite the beautiful soul. Your love, your energy, and intent is enough proof to me to know you are perfect as you are. There's so much right about you, you know? People's failed attempts at seeing it has nothing to do with you at your core. You've just failed to actually acknowledge and see yourself for so long that it's reflected out. Message. See yourself and embrace yourself, and let that be enough to remind you that there is nothing wrong with you. As for connection, learn to connect with yourself more. So for that part, one of my questions was, why is it hard for me to connect with others? Like, that's something that I really do struggle with. Like, that social anxiety, that, I don't know, like, I just really struggle with connecting with others. But yeah, as for connection, learn to connect with yourself more. Like this, which is me journaling, and all the other ways that you see connection, and find connection with yourself, and all else follows. Your aura is vibrant and colorful. Your energy is powerful, healing, and overall beautiful. You are already enough and beautiful. Engage with you. Treat yourself well. Interact with you, and all else will follow. How you treat yourself is reflected back through others. All is a mirror reflecting your inner world. Things can change. Let's run that back. That one is blowing, y'all. She talking. All is a mirror reflecting your inner world. Things can change when you tend to you and your inner world. Message. 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 And matter of fact, bringing it back is just that reminder that you think that there's something wrong with you because you're not accepting all parts of yourself. You think that there's something wrong with you because you're assuming that the bad aspects and the negative aspects are to be shunned, when you're meant to embrace them. You're not supposed to deem yourself as bad just because of negative qualities. Because what about your good qualities? Wouldn't that mean that there's something right about you then? If there's something wrong with you, then that means that there's something right about you. You know, polarity is two sides to everything. So even if there was something wrong with you, what about the things that are right about you? And why are you only focused on the things that are wrong or need to be fixed? What about the things that are right that you should be amplifying, that you should be focusing on, that you should be sharing out into the world? Maybe the reason why, going off a tangent, is because you're so focused on the negative that you're assuming that when you go out there, everybody's only going to see your bad and they're going to hate you for that. Or that you're not going to get the things that you want because you only see your bad, because you feel like you're not qualified for it because of your bad, because your bad makes you unqualified. But what about your good? Your good makes you very qualified in all the things that you want to do too, whether that's putting yourself out there, relationships, friendships, working, whatever it may be. I'm cold, y'all. I'm shivering. Ooh. But yeah, let's get into the fourth one. So for this next one, I was more so questioning my relationships with other, like, romantic relationships. Okay, we'll say that. It's funny because as I was writing it down, I was starting to notice it. Like, that's why I love writing shit down for real, because it's like you start to get what's in your mind out, and it's like you start to see it for what it is, and you start to see the pattern, and you start to understand why it's even there to begin with. So it was funny because it was like, well, to start, you were noticing the contradiction. I get called out, bro. And how your inner battles play out in your world and in your relations with others. So we've changed position, leg in the air, because my back is hurting. So yeah, we're not gonna get too much into my relationship patterns and why they are the way they are, but I will read this first excerpt for you guys. Well, to start, you are noticing the contradiction in how your inner battles play out in your world and your relations with others, especially romantically. That's where the divine union should occur, where the yin and yang become one, where the dark and light, feminine and masculine, and physical and spiritual collide and become one. A partnership, a union, a co-creation. You've attracted partners that reflect where you are when it comes to your divine union with yourself. You still struggle to fully accept yourself, love yourself, trust yourself, embrace yourself, listen to yourself, connect with yourself. Reading the fuck out of me, yo. Connect with yourself and be there for yourself. Yes, we see the work you're doing and you're there. Keep going. But when it comes to your past relationships, that's where it failed. You feel as though they didn't accept you, actually love you, didn't listen to your emotions fully, or got defensive, protecting themselves and validating you. You didn't trust them, or vice versa. You struggled to connect with them as they did with you. And the list goes on. These are all reflections of your relationships with yourself. with your divine union with yourself. When I said read the fuck out of me, because like it's true. Like, everything that I've fallen short of within myself is literally reflected out in all my relationships. I feel like platonically, romantically, even in a family manner, it all comes down to like the relationship I have with myself. So yeah, you're imbalanced within you, so you attract imbalanced relationships to teach you where you need the balance within yourself, and to fully heal those imbalances, to have that divine union with yourself by showing you what you must do for you first. Inner equals outer goes for everything. As you heal and mend your relationship with yourself, your relationship with others will be anew and be reflective of that divine union with yourself. Consistent action of what you need is key. As for the imbalance of who you... Wait. We're not getting into that. And on another scale, as for the imbalances for relationships that do end up like working out, but it just feels like there's always some type of like influx, chaos, whatever the case may be. There's parts of yourself that you see and deem as bad, and it goes back to the thing that I was saying before, like everything's connected, everything is literally equating to everything else, but you see certain parts of yourself as bad, so you try to hide those aspects because you feel like you'll be abandoned for those aspects. So it's like you present yourself out into the world as this perfect being, this light being, when in reality you know that there's two sides to you. This is for me, but this is what I had to learn. And it's like, you know, you just put that out there and you attract people who are attracted to that light aspect of yourself. So then when they're met with your dark aspects that, you know, may be too much for somebody or not enough for somebody, whatever the case may be, they reject, they abandon, they leave. But that's because you do that to yourself. You reject the bad parts of yourself. You abandon yourself when those bad parts show up. So it's like, what I've come to realize is that I have a level of expectation from others that I haven't expected from myself. Like, realistically, I should not be expecting anything from anybody but myself. And since I've been expecting it from everybody else, this is why I've been in the place that I've been, because it's almost like I'm looking like I'm idolizing everybody around me. I'm waiting for somebody to be my fucking savior when it's like I'm the person that's going to do those things for me. I have to be the one. At the end of the day, it's gonna be me in that casket. Like, but you have to accept your bad. It really goes back to like that perfectionist mindset where it's like you see certain things as bad, so you reject them, meaning you're rejecting yourself, you're abandoning yourself. So naturally that's going to reflect out. Naturally there's going to be people who see you're bad and they're going to reject you for that. They're going to abandon you for that. And when you only shed light or show love to your lighter aspects and show compassion and just give all this energy and love and acceptance towards the lighter aspects of yourself, people will only do that when you feel like you're at your best. And this is why, like, it really does all connect, because this is why I feel like I can only put myself out there when I'm feeling light, because I feel like, oh, those are the only parts of myself that I accept, so that means other people are only going to accept that too. So when I'm not feeling good, naturally I'm going to be rejected because I be rejecting myself. Like, even before I started this video, I was damn near about to give up. Even as I'm making this video, I still feel like there's parts of me rejecting it, because this is raw, this is vulnerable, and this is showing the realer versions of myself, the versions of myself that I deem as bad, when it's like, bro, these are not bad versions of myself. Like, everybody struggles with insecurities. Everybody struggles with shit that they wish that they weren't dealing with in their mind. Nobody has it's not fucking perfect all the time. But that's just something that I'm learning within myself. But this is a part of the process for me. But yeah, me not accepting my bad, you not accepting your bad, means that everybody around you is not going to do that too. So when your bad is finally being shown, yeah, people are gonna abandon you, yeah, people are gonna reject you, yeah, people are gonna just take that side and be like, oh, so this is the real you, because this is how you treat yourself, this is what you think of yourself. You think that the bad aspects are who you are. You don't give enough care, love, and compassion to that side and acceptance to that side. You think that the only side that's worth being shown is just the versions of yourself that you deem as good, when it's like, that's not fully you. You're a multifaceted being. You're a balance between yin and yang. You're a balance between the negative and the positive. Like, baby, we are all one. The good and the bad is all us. Like, and when you just negate that side, it's natural that everything around you is going to negate you too, because you feel like you're not enough. You feel like there's something wrong with you, so everybody else is going to think that too. And also another thing too that I noticed with myself is that a lot of my focus, and I said this in my dream video, I put a lot of focus on the outer, not enough focus on the inner. And that's not entirely true, because for the longest I've been focusing on the inner, but where I was messing up was that I was focusing on my negative aspects, trying to fix that. And that's why I've been in such a hole for so long, because I feel like, well, damn, I'm doing all this work and I still feel like I'm not enough. Message. Because there was nothing to fix. It was literally just acceptance. And it still literally is just acceptance. And just choosing what to give a fuck about. Choosing what to focus on. You know what? I really did need this reminder, because lately it's just been so chaotic in my mind, in my reality. And I'm realizing that the reason why it's so chaotic is because I'm not being there for myself in the ways that I've been needing. I've been eating shit that I know I have no business eating. I've been falling into patterns that I know I have no business falling into. And though I give myself grace, because sometimes things are hard and sometimes, there's comfort in falling back, but it's a spiral. I know that sometimes, you go back to propel yourself 10 times further. And there will be a point where I will be so consistent and so dedicated to myself that even the comfort won't even appeal to me anymore. And I know that I'm going to get to that point. But I'm also accepting that I am at the point where, I'm accepting where I'm at in my journey. I'm accepting that there are moments where I may indulge in the things that I don't want to indulge into, that I may fall back into patterns that I don't want to fall back into. And this literally it goes right back to the beginning of this video, where I'm just being real and authentic. It's my journey. The journey is perfect, but in the moments it's not going to feel good. It's not going to feel perfect, but that's a part of the journey. And that's another thing I've been learning too. Failure is success, because when you fail at doing things, you learn. You learn what to do better next time. You learn what not to do, and it brings you closer and closer to success. So I can say, even though it's not true, but perceptive wise, I've been experiencing my failures of my growth, but I'm getting closer to my success. And success is the person that I know that I want to become, the person that I am becoming, the person that I'm getting closer and closer to each day, each time that I journal, each time that I make this video, each time that I face myself, face the truth, face the real, face the dark, face my shadows, and accept it and love it and transmute it. In those midst, when it feels like failures, when it feels like pain, when it feels like my world is colliding, I'm actually succeeding. Message. But just a reminder. Essentially what this all was saying is just that it's a reminder that the relationship that you have with yourself is reflected out in every single thing. Spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, the relationships that you have with others, romantically, platonically, the relationship that you have with God, the Creator, your ancestors, whatever you believe in, nature, the random people that you see walking by, your neighbors. It's all reflective of the relationship that you have with yourself. And I know that's already a known thing, and sometimes it's kind of hard to digest that, but that's because I feel like it's always centralized on loving yourself, but nobody talks about how hard it is to love yourself when the form of loving yourself that's portrayed is to just love yourself. When it's hard to do, when you realize that things aren't the way that you envisioned it to be, or when it's so easy to be hard on yourself. That's really just it. Sometimes it can just be so hard to love yourself when it's so easy to be hard on yourself. So I think the key is honestly just accepting your life the way it is right now, and accepting that it's not a reflection of who you are as a person. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you, and it doesn't mean that there's something that needs to be fixed. It's just accepting who you are, your good and your bad, accepting it all, accepting that you have your insecurities, accepting that sometimes you don't go about things the right way, sometimes you eat things that you know you shouldn't be doing, sometimes you fuck up and you hurt people, sometimes you fuck up and you hurt Mama Earth, sometimes you fuck up and you don't do the things that you know you need to do for your spiritual journey, sometimes sometimes you fall back into sin. Like, it's all a part of the journey. And it's not be perfect right here, right now. It's do better each time, but accept yourself, accept your flaws, forgive yourself, forgive your flaws, love it, but also acknowledge you're good too. Because baby, it's not all bad. Baby, you're not all bad. You're not full of insecurities. Like, you look good as fuck. Like, okay, and that's another thing too, because I was talking about how, like, I have two different sides. So a lot of the times I don't be showing this side because I'm very insecure about this side of my face, but then I love this side of my face. But I wrote about that too, and it is all reflective, y'all. It's all reflective. So, like, I'm fucking Gemini, so I'm literally two-faced. I have two faces. And yeah, I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's bad. I really don't give a fuck anymore. Two-faced, because I can see both sides. I see the good and the bad. I am the good and the bad. I'm the yin and the yang, bro. Like, I'm literally both sides. I'm literally fucking union in one. So of course I'm gonna have a side that I don't fucking like and a side that I fucking love. But I'm so used to showing this side of the world because, of course, I want to be shown as fucking perfect, right? When it's like I'm trying to work on showing this side and accepting this side more. But it's like, I'm fucking beautiful regardless. I fucking look good regardless. I fucking love so deeply, love so intentionally. I try my best to be there for people, you know. I try my best. There's sometimes I fall short when things are painful, when I get in my head. But it's like I try my best. And maybe I don't always do the right things. Maybe I could have done a lot of things in the past with a lot of my relationships, whether it's friendship or romantic, where I could have done better. What I'm getting at is it's not all bad. You're not all bad. If you want to sit here and be like, what's wrong with me? Maybe there are some things that's wrong with you that you probably do need to work on, but also acknowledge the things that are right about you, that you need to accept and start loving more. And also just accepting the bad too. Love yourself and just know that there's no change in being mean to yourself, because I've seen that a lot and I fully understand that now, where you're not going to just be a better person by punishing yourself. When has that really helped anybody? Change is through grace, through love. You learn to be better when you're met with grace. You learn to do things better when you're met with grace. So stop bullying yourself, love yourself, be nice to yourself, give yourself a fucking hug, buy you something nice if you haven't done that in a while. I don't give a fuck if you feel like that should last $5. If it's your last fucking $5, maybe you spending that last fucking $5 on yourself is going to have somebody giving you fucking $5 randomly. Who fucking knows? Be nice to yourself, be kind to yourself, and it's a fucking journey. I've got to use the bathroom. I think it's my time. I think I've said enough. If this video makes sense, it makes sense. If it doesn't, I don't even care anymore. I think I've said enough because the page just went away. The wind said, fuck all that. We're done. All in all, for me and for you, because if you're watching this to the end, it probably really was for you, or you just fuck with me, then I appreciate that. But it just all goes back into the relationship with yourself and stopping seeking perfectionists, or stop seeking perfection in everything, in yourself, in the world around you, and in others. Maybe that is how this world will be better. We learn to accept ourselves, we learn to accept others, and we can actually be there for each other without being so fucking angry for the little shit. So fucking glad that I got that on camera. He was like right here, bro. I wish I would have went like that, yo. Oh my god, I forgot what I was fucking saying. Okay, yeah, maybe the world will be a better place if we just stop being so hard on ourselves and stop being so hard on each other and learn to accept each other for our flaws and all, and just tried. I don't know, I might just be chatting. I need to use the bathroom. I saw 11:11. All right, I'm done. If you watched it, if you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you. I love you. I wish I could lick your cheek. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm gonna use the bathroom and go home because it's fucking cold. It's about time. It's 4:17. All right, bye dreamers. I love you. It's all fucking blurry now. Okay, one last thing before I leave. I thought it was really, really cute because there was a guy and his dog who was sitting to the left of me, but he wasn't like really close, but he was a little further down, but he was still there by me. Oh, he's still there. He's right there. And when I was walking back home, I sat down to get my stuff together, and we eventually crossed paths again and again. And the dog literally just like walked in front of me and then sat there. And the guy was like, "You like dogs?" So I was like, "Yeah, I like dogs." He was like, "You can pet him." I was like, "Oh, he's sweet." He was speaking Spanish. I don't really speak Spanish, but not yet at least. And he was like, "I don't know. He like people. I don't know why he like people." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know." But I thought it was sweet, and I thought that it was just like confirmation for everything that I was just saying. Like he was listening to my conversation and was like, "Yeah." I feel like that was God like proud of you. It was so cute. He was the sweetest little thing. But yeah, we're done. Okay, bye. It's editing desk here. It's editing dream here, and I realized that I love how chaotic this video is because it just shows exactly what I'm depicting. And yo, like when I say the alignment be alignmenting, yeah, I know that sounded stupid. I really don't care, but it's like I knew the energy walking in was chaotic. I knew the message was all over the place. It was chaotic. I knew my energy was chaotic, the anxiety. But that's the point. It's to allow myself and to show you as well that like it's okay to be in these energies sometimes and still do what you gotta do and still do what you want to do. You don't have to feel perfect. You don't have to feel amazing to do it. You don't have to like be in this perfect space. And it's just reminded me like it's the fact that the message was all over the place but still gave the message in the way it was given just amplifies the message. Like I'm so glad that it was chaotic, and I accept that it was chaotic and that I was all over the place. And even now it's like I'm running on that same tangent. But what I came back here to say was that I never included where all these things stemmed from, because we all, you know, I mean, I'm gonna stop saying we all because that's a fucking assumption. What I know is it stems from my childhood, from my circumstances where I grew up, and I just assumed lack. I saw lack in certain experiences, so I assumed that everything was going to be this way. And where I end up saying in the video that I abandoned myself, I reject myself when I was younger, and I've experienced rejection and abandonment from, you know, people that I expected to never do that to me. I started to think that maybe there's something wrong with me as to why I was abandoned or rejected. So boom, first belief, you know, father not being there. Is there something wrong with me? Like, why isn't he making that effort? Why doesn't he choose to contact me? Why does he just, why, you know, F me? You know, I'm getting real and authentic with y'all, but that's just real life shit. Like, these are thoughts that I had as a kid, but I didn't really realize it, but subconsciously it's like, what's wrong with me? So then I start to project that into every single experience, every single relationship, every single friendship, where I just go in assuming rejection. So I reject myself. I'm not who I truly am because I feel like maybe who I actually am is not enough. Then I attract situations where I continue to be abandoned and rejected by other kids, and then it's amplifying. See, there is something wrong with me because these other kids are rejecting me, and they're not, you know, being nice to me, or they're not choosing me, and they're leaving me out, and whatever the case may be. So then I take that experience and that belief system, and now it's anchored in because, okay, it happened once, I believed it for this reason, and now that I believe it, I go seeking it in every single circumstance. And I'm a child, so I don't know. I'm just experiencing things. I'm just feeling things, and I'm just learning the world for the first time. So I'm like, oh, if this is happening, then this must be what the world is like. So I take that same experience and I hold on to it so tightly, and I think, okay, I have to be a different person. There's something wrong with me. I have to stop being a bad person. I have to be a good person in order to be loved, to receive love, or for things to work out for me, or to even receive that love from, like, you know, God. And it's like that belief system has walked with me since a child all the way up into my adult years, until I decided that I needed to face it and accept that there's nothing wrong with me, and that I deserve love in every form, even in this form where I'm feeling chaotic, where my messages are all over the place. Like, I deserve to be seen, I deserve to be held, I deserve to be accepted, I deserve to be loved. And that was just something that I never realized and I carried that experience with me because it was anchored in. This is why it'd be so important to like do the shadow work, but this is why I'm realizing it's just as important to show the process, because it's like you can say, hey, do shadow work, do these journal prompts, but it's like when you face it, sometimes it can be hard to face realities, or sometimes you don't even know when the end goal is or where the end goal is. And I've come to realize that the end goal is acceptance, forgiveness, acceptance, and integration, and moving forward. Because you see it on your timeline, you see, you know, all the people who are trying to help you, and I know that a lot of people are just trying to help because they've gotten to those points, but they're only showing the end goal, they're only showing the advice. But sometimes, you know, you really just need to see somebody actually going through the experience. But that's why I'm making these videos. And yeah, this may be a long video, but if you watched it, you know this video may just be for you. Yeah, my eyes are hurting. All in all, for whoever is watching this video and who just kind of experiences the same things or the same feelings, know that there's nothing wrong with you. You know, just like I've been saying, you just got to accept yourself, you got to forgive yourself, and you have to choose to move forward, which I'm still learning differently in the world with the newer belief system and newer mindset. And I know that comes with time. It's not something that's just going to happen overnight, because I'm still learning to show up in the world as myself, and to embrace myself, and to accept myself, and to stop fucking masking, and to stop putting up this like certain image of myself, and to just let myself be. It takes time. It takes a lot of digging up the roots, cutting down the tree, digging up the roots, planting new seeds and watering it. It's a process. You're a process. You're a plant. It's a process. You know, cutting off the dead to start new, it's a process. It's not freaking easy, but it's worth it, because then you get to show up in the world as your authentic self, and you get to really experience life the way that you really wanted to and intend to. And it's all gonna unfold perfectly, and it's all gonna come in due timing. I'm gonna be proof of that. Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna hold myself accountable with this video. But yeah, that was all. That was it. If I have anything else to say, I'll just add it to the end of this.